A fighter jet is in the air right now, somewhere above you. These aircraft maintain a constant presence, flying around the clock every single day of the year to ensure that the space above a nation remains its own. Of the 48,000 military aircraft tracked globally today, the ones that dictate the terms of a conflict are the fighters and interceptors. These platforms are built specifically to project lethal force and deny an adversary access to the sky. No two nations build their fleets the same way, because no two nations face the same geography. A country bordering a nuclear-armed neighbor requires a different set of tools than a country protected by thousands of miles of ocean. The reach of a nation's influence is often measured by its radar range. The physical size and technological threshold of an air force establish a baseline for its standing in global negotiations before a flight is locked. Egypt operates approximately 220 combat aircraft, making it the dominant air power on the African continent. This fleet is a mix of imported American F-16s and French Rafales purchased specifically to secure a critical geographic asset. This massive investment exists to protect the Suez Canal. 12% of global trade passes through this single waterway every year. The Egyptian Air Force is scaled to match the responsibility of keeping that trade flowing. Taiwan faces a different set of numbers. With a fleet of over 240 aircraft, including upgraded F-16Vs, Taiwan uses its geography and modern hardware to make any potential cross-strait invasion expensive enough to prevent it from starting. Saudi Arabia follows a similar model, acting as the world's largest arms importer. By fielding F-15s and Typhoons maintained by Western contractors, they maintain a technological shield against their regional adversary, Iran. Relying on imports creates a specific kind of vulnerability. A nation's air power is only as sustainable as its diplomatic relationship with its suppliers. If the flow of spare parts or software updates stops, the fleet is grounded. When a superpower restricts a nation's access to next-generation hardware, that nation's air superiority has an expiration date. When diplomatic access ends, a domestic crisis begins. Turkey reached this point after being removed from the American F-35 program. Facing the prospect of an aging fleet, they began developing the Khan. Turkey is now attempting the rare feat of building a fifth-generation stealth fighter from scratch. South Korea is moving along a similar path with the KF-21 Boramae. In 40 years, they have transitioned from having no domestic aerospace industry to becoming a major global arms exporter, testing a supersonic aircraft designed for future stealth upgrades. Execution is the hardest part. While India operates a massive fleet, its domestic Tejas program has struggled with delays for 2 decades. Conversely, Pakistan co-developed the JF-17 with China, creating a domestic lifeline that allows it to maintain a competitive fleet on a much smaller budget. The shift toward domestic production is about more than military pride. It is an economic and strategic insurance policy to ensure a nation can defend its borders without asking for permission from a foreign supplier. While middle powers attempt to build their first domestic frames, the superpower tier is already mass-producing stealth at a scale that separates them from the rest of the world. China's evolution has been rapid. They have moved from flying aging Soviet derivatives to producing the J-20 stealth fighter at 100 aircraft per year. This is a pace of production that no Western nation is currently matching. The J-20's design emphasizes long-range penetration and internal missile storage. Its primary role is to exploit the vast distances of the Pacific to target carrier groups, prioritizing mission endurance over tight-turning dogfights. Russia's trajectory looks different. Despite a paper fleet of over 1,500 jets, Russia has struggled with maintenance and pilot hours. Their premier stealth fighter, the Su-57, exists only in a handful of operational units, far short of the hundreds fielded by its rivals. China has erased the technological safety margin the West once enjoyed. Backed by a massive industrial base, they have emerged as the only competitor with the capital to fund the future of aerial combat. This chart shows the total inventory of the United States military. Because air power is distributed across the Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and Army, the total American fleet reaches 13,032 aircraft. That is more than the next 3 largest air forces combined. The F-22 Raptor has maintained a record of 0 air-to-air losses since its introduction in 2005. Its combination of supercruise speeds and a radar cross-section the size of a steel marble allows it to operate with a degree of invisibility that remains the standard for air superiority. The F-35 provides a different advantage. It is a flying sensor platform that allows a pilot to see a fused picture of the entire battle space through their helmet. A formation of F-35s functions as a single distributed intelligence, sharing data in real time. This dominance extends to the B-21 Raider, designed to penetrate the most advanced air defenses on Earth. Beyond the public record, decades of classified aviation programs continue to develop technology that remains completely hidden from public view. The cumulative effect of 4 separate air arms and 13,000 aircraft places American air power in a category where its nearest competitors are measured in fractions. The role of the human pilot is currently being reconsidered. As air defense networks and hypersonic missiles make the sky increasingly dangerous, the physical limits of a human in a cockpit are becoming a strategic constraint. The Collaborative Combat Aircraft program expands the pilot's role. In this framework, the human in the cockpit functions as a command node, directing multiple autonomous platforms that navigate the airspace in real time to absorb fire and saturate enemy sensors. While Russia and China are pursuing similar technology, the United States is already shifting its procurement toward buying more autonomous drones than manned fighters in its next cycle. The era of the individual ace may be fading, but until the sky is fully autonomous, the fighter jet remains the most visible symbol of national power. And today, the United States remains the uncontested leader in that domain.